to another edition of Lunch with a Shark. We want to acknowledge today Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, what are you doing? He's been a spoiled brat all this morning. We've had a lot of work here in our home office, and I think he needs attention. Our friends, if you have a pet at home, they're also as scared, or they don't know what the hell is going on, because we usually leave in the morning our houses, and this becomes their own house. So they're like, what the hell are they doing here? What is it going on? And now that they're used to us, they want whole attention. So Captain Crunch, say hi to everyone. So today, I wanted it to be at Disneyland. And look at my sweatshirt. I even put this Donald Duck sweatshirt. And did you know that Donald Duck was created in 1934? And he actually became Mickey Mouse's best friend in an animated movie called The Orphan Benefit. Donald Duck, just like the entire Disney company, has a lot of interesting stories. Disneyland, it's about stories. And I'll tell you 3 stories that we are going to associate to our businesses. I hope I am able to associate it to your businesses and our businesses, because their story is so interesting. Even though they're creating stories, their story is really interesting. The first one is, which one was the first animated full-length movie that they created? Me. In 1937, Walt Disney invested everything that he owned. He mortgaged his personal house. He almost sold his wife to the best bidder. And he created Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. They thought that it was going to be a flop. Nobody believed in him, as nobody believed in him when he was building Disneyland in Anaheim. He took a huge risk when he produced the world's first full-length animated film. The first. He even won a special Oscar for that movie. I don't know if you had an opportunity to visit the Walt Disney complex or studios in Burbank, but they have the special Oscar that he got for the movie. It's actually the 7 Dwarfs and the Oscar on top. Also, the main building at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, it's being held by the 7 Dwarfs. They owe everything to that movie. If we were to bring their amount of revenue from that movie, it's considered the number 10th biggest gross earning movie in history. So what did this tell us? He took a big risk. Are we taking risks in our business? What are we doing right now that it's taking risk? Are we creating? Are we sitting down watching Netflix? At least if you're watching movies, go to Disney Plus and watch some Disney movies. Maybe you can learn some of it. Maybe you can learn some story creation, story writing. Everything's a story. Your life, your business is a story. Tell it. But take risks. Be aggressive. Take risks. Walt Disney took the risk also with Disneyland. It took them over 135 denials from loans or banks or investors to build Disneyland. The second is a recent one, 2006. Did you know that Pixar, I didn't, and I don't know why, I shouldn't. This Pixar was owned by Steve Jobs. Here's the story. Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney at that time, started negotiations with Pixar during his time at Disney. So what he did is that he had an interesting conversation and with Steve Jobs, and they ultimately fell apart and nothing happened. Disney was going to buy Pixar. So then Bob Iger, the outgoing CEO, which all of a sudden resigned like a month and a half ago, he asked Steve Jobs about his new machine that nobody knew about it, the iPod. Not Steve Jobs, Bob Iger flew to California to personally meet with Steve Jobs to talk about the iPod. Mind you, Walt Disney Company did not invest it on the iPod. But what they did is, after that meeting, Disney bought Pixar and were the only studio that had content at the Apple Store that fed the iPod movies and entertainment. What did that tell us? Authentically care about the people that you associate with. Not only your family, maybe, or your friends, nor your clients. After that meeting, Bob Iger and Steve Jobs became extremely good friends until Steve passed away in 2011. He genuinely cared about that individual. Do we do the same with our clients and service providers and vendors and employees? Do you genuinely believe on them? This is not just business. People have lives. Now that we're home, now you how much realize how you interact or the lack of interaction with some people. Authentically be interested in other people, products, and services and their well-being. Another story is that it's interesting because I had an opportunity to visit multiple times Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. And there's actually a wall in one of their buildings. It's not on the Seven Dwarfs building. It's on the building where the archives are located. They have a wall with every single brand that Walt Disney Company owns. And there was this one, Lucasfilm. They got it in 2012. I think Bob Iger went on a shopping spree with Walt Disney's corporation money, but it panned out. He took risks like Walt Disney did. So when Bob Iger approached George Lucas about purchasing Lucasfilms, he was very careful when he approached Lucas because they were only interested, or mostly only interested, on the Star Wars brand. George Lucas was extremely concerned that he would lose, and ultimately did, control over the production and or creative content of his baby. George and Bob had difficulties, and ultimately he did lose control. But it became a bigger success. Now we have 3 additions to the Star Wars saga. We have episode, 7, 8, and 9. There's more in the production. There's 2 full new theme areas at 2 of their 13 theme parks around the world. And I'm pretty sure that Asia is going to pretty much soon have Batu in their works. Mind you, I'm a Disney geek. So with this, be prepared to assume the consequences when it comes of selling to other people, either your product, service, or even your business. What does that mean? Be prepared to deliver. Okay? There's a saying, sell your book before you write it. But if you sell the book, fuck it, write the book and deliver the book. So, take risks, genuinely care about the people that you're surrounded or you do business with, and be able to deliver and be prepared of the consequences of that delivery. So I think this is very interesting, and I hope we learned something about it. You'll say, what does this have to do with an accounting firm? Well, it has to do a lot. Pixar was valued not because of the movies, but because of the production and the goodwill that they had. Same as Lucasfilm. Okay? And now, after, 70 years, 90 years, 93 years since the creation of Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney, it's one of the most valued corporations in the world. See you tomorrow with another interesting topic. Be safe, stay home, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Bye.